everyone, and welcome to Bottom Line with Roni and Byron. We have a lot of news to get to you today. We're going to catch you up on some of the things that you may not be aware of. And we're going to start with our local news, which is brought to you by Brightway Insurance. Brightway Insurance is located on Caledonia Street. That is 2867 Caledonia Street. And they can give you any type of information regarding any type of insurance. You can call them at 850-633-3460. That's 850-633-3460. So Byron, let's go ahead and get started with the county commissioners meetings. Let's catch everybody up on what's been going on. There's been a lot of things going on, but let's kind of get some of the key information that we can share with the public. What do you have?
Yeah, so one of the biggest stories this month that's been going around has been with the back and forth between the Jackson County Board of County Commissioners and Jackson County Sheriff Donna Edenfield. So Jackson County Sheriff Donna Edenfield is going to the very top in an appeal appealing the budget that was set forth by the Board of County Commissioners, saying that it's not enough for him to carry out his constitutional duties. Now, and basically Sheriff Edenfield put in his budget request, and what was approved, he feels that, wasn't just. And so in this most recent board meeting, he basically decided to continue his appeal after being asked if he would rescind to continue his appeal to the governor's office. So and it's been a very back and forth. Even the county commissioners was even questioning whether or not they were going to continue to use the county attorney to represent them, because she basically was trying to let them know that she didn't feel that it would. She didn't want to poor mouth talk to the state when, remember, those ARPA funds, we talked about that story a while back. Well, those ARPA funds, they decided to they unanimously voted to allocate those funds for discretionary funds when you've got the sheriff needing dollars. Now, I'm not, and please everybody forgive me, I'm not trying to talk as if I'm talking to anybody that doesn't know. I'm just relaying information. So budgets, the way budgets work, you put in basically you're putting in an anticipation of what you put in a request. Now, Sherriff Edenfield, over the past year, he's had to come back more and more to request for monies, especially when it comes to gas. They have to burn a lot of fuel and the duties that our sheriff department has to conduct. And so he has to allocate that to his new request. And everybody knows, you always ask for more than you actually need. And you allow, you allow the board or whoever is that governing body to dwindle down the meat and potatoes and give you whatever they decide. But if you're going to base that next annual budget, you want to base it off of, okay, we're going to count for what we had to come and ask over and over again. And then we add that to what we asked for in the very beginning. So a lot of back and forth was going, and I believe I think it was Commissioner Peacock. Basically, they came to the finding that there may have been some mistakes from the finance department, and they wanted to make those adjustments. But Sheriff Edenfield is continuing his appeal to the governor's office and to get some justice in his retrospect for his department.
That's pretty gutsy, I think, Byron. Yeah, pretty gutsy.
Yeah. Hey, and what it does is it shows you the type of leadership that is willing to stand up for the department, for the people. That's one of the main things we kind of harp on, especially in the military. You take care of your troops, in the Marine Corps and even in the Army. Mission accomplishment is number one. And the very next thing is, troop welfare, taking care of your soldiers, taking care of those under your guard. So, it's a lot more that he has to deal with. And he's been putting in work. He's been putting in a lot of work. So, you support law enforcement, you support our sheriff department. You got to do it, not say it. And that county attorney makes a very good point. It's going to be hard to say that you don't have enough when you just put
$1 million each.
Just saying.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
Yeah, so that's kind of hard. Yeah, and we talked about that. When it first happened, although there were two commissioners that did not agree with it, and of course, they were outvoted. So,
Yeah.
it is what it is. But I am so glad the Sheriff Edenfield is standing up and kind of, taking it further and not backing down. So kudos to him. All right, I'm going to move on to our next story. I just kind of want to mention there are some new businesses that are popping up in Jackson County. There's a new bookstore, Byron. It's called A New Chapter Books and More, and it's located on Caledonia Street, 2863 to be exact, Caledonia Street, and it's a bookstore. I think you get coffee there as well. So make sure you check it out. The hours of operation seems to be on Fridays from 10 to 7 p.m. and then on Saturdays from 10 to 5 p.m. And I think that's because the owner, his name is Jay Player, born and raised in Grand Ridge. But I think he currently has a job and I think he's about to retire. So I would think that they're going to send those hours once that transition takes place. But again, a new bookstore in town. It's called, again, A New Chapter Books and More on Caledonia Street. So be sure to check it out. Also, another business, we all are aware of this, but Chick-fil-A had its groundbreaking ceremony on Monday.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. So Chick-fil-A is coming. I think the projected time frame is, as far as opening, is January. But if you don't know, they're located at 2099 Florida, which is Highway 71. So if you go out there past Walmart, you're going to see what they're doing out there, groundbreaking and all the construction that's going on. So that's where Chick-fil-A is going to be. And they are very much so excited. The owner, her name is Grace Dampier. I pronounce it. So they are her and her husband, Kevin, they are the owners of Chick-fil-A. So looking forward to that, Byron. I love me some Chick-fil-A.
Man, me too. So they're gonna get plenty of my business. I'll tell you that.
Right.
I just let's show them right. Let's keep it there. Let's keep that same customer service that we're used to.
Exactly.
Right. You feel me?
all that little niceness running behind you. Hey, I want to just say you're so pretty. Yeah, all that. Yeah, we want all that here. Exactly. So that's it for Chick-fil-A. And then I want to move on to, there's another business coming up out there, Holiday Inn Express, right in the same area, Byron, on that, out there, the I-10 area where Chick-fil-A is going up. So on Tuesday, November 22nd, the Board of County Commissioners will vote on that. It's already passed the Planning and Development Committee. So the next step, which is formality, they go before the board and it gets, approved pretty much. So I'm sure to be go on to construction. Holiday Inn Express, another hotel going up out there. So that's it for that. And I just want to remind everyone that the Christmas parade is coming up. The Mariana Christmas parade is set for December the 2nd at 5:30 p.m. It always starts on, Daniel Street. So that's where it starts and goes down Lafayette Street and then it ends on Madison Street. So
that's the Christmas Roni parade, because Roni's birthday is December 2nd.
That's right. That's on my birthday. Exactly. So
that's a collaboration.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm being a parade or not, but I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, so if you are interested in being in the parade, you do have to sign up, and you can go to MarianaMainStreet.org website and fill out the paperwork or whatever online, and then pay your $25 entry fee, because there is an entry fee of $25. So just want people to know, get ready for the Christmas parade. So Byron, I think that's going to be it for our local news. Want to make sure everybody understands that our local and state news is brought to you by Brightway Insurance. Brightway Insurance is located here in Marietta on Caledonia Street. Give them a call at 850-633-3460, and they can, answer all your questions or whatever you may have regarding any type of insurance needs. What do you have next, Byron?
So before I jump in, I just want to talk to everybody real quick about People's Funeral Home. Because we care, we're here when you need us. Long Granbury Funeral Services, Incorporated, doing business as People's Funeral Home, Mariana and Battle Mortuary, Panama City, offers services that is within the reach of all. So their caring staff is available 24/7. If you want to, please give Cephas and Gwen a call at 850-482-2233, or you can stop by for more information. Again, that's People's Funeral Home. I want to talk, about another local event that recently went down over at the farms at 2X. So if everybody know and understand that It's been my goal to kind of bring a lot of attention and a lot of, just some tourism, if you will, to that northeast side of Jackson County, because that's where I reside. And it's a lot of beauty. There's a lot of things that we're trying to do out in that area. And recently the Jackson County Chamber of Commerce actually did an event. It was called the Farm to Table Dinner. Host a lot of the majority of the local farms and local businesses. I did make it. Now, the kind of backtrack, I got my kids and all these different sports and activities. So I kind of got tied up. My youngest was in flag football, and they started at 6. It was from 6 to 8, I believe. It might have ended a little later, but I got there around about 7-ish. But shouts out to my baby boy, man. He got him his first touchdown. Shouts out to Bryson, man. Yeah, he had dirty pride. I was out there just cheering. Once he got to that corner, he was like Cook, from Florida State. Once he hit that corner, he was gone. Yeah. Yeah, man. And my kids know, I show out no matter who's around, from the kids. But yeah, so I got there and I actually saw a lot of friendly faces from back in the day and working in various businesses and organizations, and so it was cool. But it was a very good turnout, and it was something that kind of sparked my mindset, especially when it comes to tourism, especially when it comes to bringing people from outside of Jackson County. We have to come up with something to package a lot of this beauty that we have in this area, a lot of this attraction that we have, but it's also unique. It's none like anything else. It's not a beach. It's not that type of environment. It's a part of Florida that a lot of people don't really understand that exists here. In Northwest Florida, is kind of, when you hear that, for the most, Florida's been good at advertising itself as the beach spot, the vacation spot, but you typically think of, if it's not Pensacola, it's the beach, it's the bay. Right. And man, just being there kind of opened my eyes to something, and we need to, come up with a better way of packaging that, because we all have these seasonal activities, these seasonal festivals and things like that if someone was to come here, and they want to enjoy themselves, well, they want to have somewhere to stay, want to have somewhere to eat and something to do. And I think it could go in a real good direction. But that was a great turnout, and that was the spark of something that could really, kind of grow and continue to grow. It was a nice fundraiser. I had a great time. And that was a big thing for me. Also, they're doing a Christmas tree lighting in Tueg at the same farms December 3rd. And I'll be putting out that information as closer it gets. So the day after the parade, there's a lot of activities going on December 3rd, matter of fact. But most important, that Christmas tree lighting ceremony, it's pretty cool. It's real community driven. A lot of Christmas caroling. It gives you that, like, we're all together, we're all one feel, the way it's intended to be, and I think that'll be cool. So, and this is the other thing, everybody. We're changing the dynamic and the structure of the show, where we're keeping things local and we're keeping it short and sweet to you. So we just want to let you know. So if you're not going to get a lot of the national stuff anymore. We're keeping it more local and in our Northwest Florida region, and keeping you with that news. And we're keeping it once a month and giving you everything packaged in one, so that we can continue to do what we can do for you and our viewers, our most supportive viewers. So that's my message today, and that's about it for me. But before I leave, I want to talk again about our friends at People's Funeral Home. They are here when you need us. Long Granbury Funeral Service Incorporated, doing business as People's Funeral Home, Mariana and Battle Mortuary, Panama City. Services to reach everyone. The caring staff is available 24/7 or when the need arises. So please give Gwen or Cephas a call at 850-482-2233, or simply stop by for more information. And for Cephas, there's going to be the board members. They're having their swearing-in ceremony, I believe. I'll leave that to you then.
So I want to just mention first, this past week, Jackson County School District did say goodbye to two of the outgoing board members, Diane Long, which represented District 1, and then Charlotte Gardner represented District 5. So they are saying goodbye, retiring, And that was held. And then, of course, on Tuesday, the 22nd, will be the installation of Mr. Cephas Granberry, who is the incoming school board member for District 1. And that event is Tuesday, November the 22nd at 1:30 p.m. So I want to make sure everybody, make sure everybody knows so you can go out and support Mr. Cephas Granberry. But again, I want to say congratulations to Ms. Diane Long. I mean, she did 4 years, and she was the first African American school board member in Jackson County. I'm going to say it again because I don't think people know that or people don't acknowledge it, but she was the first in 2018, the first school board member that was African American in Jackson County. So
and for everybody, that's living history. I'm a big history buff, and this should be. I'm big on giving people the flowers, but I'm also big on our youth. You know, our youth needs to know this. There should be kids walking up to her, you know, saying that I had to study and memorize and be tested on this. You know, and for Charlotte Gardner, you know, great, you know, tenure of service. I have this person to thank her because she was very instrumental and very strategic with working with me as far as getting the Freedom Month resolution passed and drafted. And so I forgot to mention that this during Veterans Day week, I was able to go on our Veterans Day Freedom Month tour. So we worked it out where Veterans Day week with the principals seemed like it worked better to actually go on my tour to talk to the kids about Freedom Month and about Veterans Day and about how important it is, you know, to have pride in being American and being, you know, in this country. And so I went out. It was a very, very fun opportunity. Many kids stepped to me. They shook my hand. A lot of them expressed that they wanted to join the military. And I had to let them know, you know, I'm not here to make you sign up or anything like that. But, you know, if you decided to do it, it would definitely be one of the best decisions you make in your life. And it was just great to get out there and talk to them. And I look forward to it every year. You know, if I'm known in the community to these kids, if it's that guy that gets them pumped up and you know, saying grenade, boom, then cool. If it motivates them to step to a veteran and shake the hand, then, you know, I did my job. So, yeah, it was real cool. And working towards, there's been a change to the Emancipation Day Festival. We're going to do it in it's still going to be 2-day, but we're going to do a living history type end of the year field trip for all the schools. So it'll be more of a learning experience and more of activities where the kids can actually learn things and have fun and learn a lot of the fun traditions and a lot of the local history, as well as a lot of the state history regarding pre-emancipation and post-emancipation. And yeah, it was a very, very good message that I gave, kind of trying to give everyone a different point of view regarding Emancipation Day. Yes, it's a day of freedom, but it's also a day of unity because the nation was divided. And the nation, no matter what side of the aisle you were on when you fought, you could have went somewhere else, but you decided to stay and be unified. And so that's another date, another aspect to look at Emancipation Day. So it was cool. Yeah, I enjoyed it. So thank you to Ms. Gardner. Thank you to Ms. Long for their help helping me throughout this process. And I know they're going to enjoy themselves in their retirement.
Yeah. So we best wishes to the both of them. So we're happy about that. So again, Cephas Granberry will be have his ceremony on November 22nd, which is Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. So if you're not doing anything, please be sure to attend. So Byron, let's move on. I do want to mention some sports in case you didn't know. I'll just kind of hit this real quick. You know, the district, or I should say state tournaments for volleyball took place, and Liberty County is the 1A champions. Liberty County, played, I think they played Baker and they won. So Liberty County is the one that beat Sneads. So that's why Sneads did not make it to state this year. And then Liberty County actually won it all. So congratulations to them. Also, we've had some signings to take place. Actually, Olivia Spooner, who is a volleyball player, but she actually signed a scholarship for Chipola. So she'll be playing softball at Chipola. Her name is Olivia Spooner, but she also was on Marion High School volleyball. So congratulations to her. And then speaking of Chipola, well, not so good news for the former coaches of Chipola. They were, I don't know if you guys knew this, but the husband-wife team, Belinda Hendricks and Jimmy Hendricks, they left a year ago and they went to East Tennessee State, which is in Johnson City, Tennessee. But this week they were fired after one season because they were accused of being mentally abusive to the team. So they are no longer coaches at East Tennessee State. Now, Byron, if I'm not mistaken, they spent almost like 18 years, I think, at Chipola. So in only 1 year at East Tennessee State. And I'm going to say this because I've, read comments and there are people that came out, matter of fact, from East Tennessee State back in the spring that were complaining. And then now that it's been out, there's some people that have said that they played at Chipola and are saying some of that stuff took place there. So your thoughts?
Yeah, things typically, they don't come out of the air, you know what I mean? And
no, they don't.
It tends to follow you. Yeah, it tends to follow you. So, and I hate to hear that. And this was, how long were they with, what is it, East Tennessee State? How long were they there before they?
One season. This is the first season.
1 year.
Like one and done, as they say it. One and done. Yeah, that's it.
Hey,
yeah.
This is why, here's another point. Everybody's not going, rock with your cup of tea or how you do things. And when you get to a new place, you got to feel things out and feel the culture of the area, the people. So, I'm not saying this was the case, but I'm just saying with me, for instance, being a Marine, coming from being a tanker, being switched to an infantry unit and having that mentality where I'm around 250 men. Our language ain't the best, but we are very, we have a lot of bearing. We're very professional in the out, but in the work capacity, it's very intense. There's no room for anything, and if there's no problem with handling things physical, but I couldn't apply that going to the Army and an aviation, field. And it's multi, a lot of different, more women in that field than anything, and it's a lot different. So the conversation, that environment is very different. So you can't apply, and I had to fall back and just learn my way. I couldn't apply everything that I did in this unit versus over in this unit.
And see, I think that's a lesson learned because, but let me correct myself. Belinda Hendricks is actually the hired softball coach, but her husband Jimmy helps her, and that was the same setup here at Chipola. So they're a duo, and between the two of them, it says that they had 18 years coaching combined at Chipola, and so I think would have like 3 national titles during that span. So 3 national titles at Chipola. So, but again, there are allegations that came out beforehand, and then it took one season for someone to say something. Just one. Yeah.
And see, a lot of those cases too, people, they'll feel like, hey, I got success with this one. I'm not going to change what I do.
Exactly. Because you can't tell me, people that was saying something here at Chipola, there was no, valid. It is not valid. And you go to someone else in 1 year, it's like, oh no. So there's something going on here, but somebody probably just decided to do what? Turn blinds out. Yeah, exactly. So, but anyway, they are out, no longer coaches at East Tennessee State. So we'll have to see where they land. But anyway, all right, Byron, I just want to, that's going to be it that I have for sports. You have anything else? We can go into our relationship topic real quick.
No, I'm good. Let's hit that relationship tea.
All right, I just want to briefly, because we're going to run out of time, but just briefly talk about, how sometimes when you're talking to people, and you probably have seen this, people are content with what they know. But when you try to introduce them to something else, they get mad.
Yeah,
they're not teachable. They don't want to learn. It's like they just don't want to learn. So if someone is not receptive to something because they've never heard it before,
mm-hmm.
and they think it's wrong because they've never heard it before, that means there's a problem, right?
Yeah. That makes me think about a quote. This professor I used to follow used to say, no matter how much, I'm a smart person, but no matter how much I think I know, a smart person knows that there's 1,000 much more that you don't know. So right. there's a bit of humbleness when it comes to knowledge, and at the same time, if who you hang around, if you're not learning from them, then you might want to change your circle, because if you know better than you know more than the people in your circle, it's not benefiting, right. And you got to always continue to this. You're never going to know everything. So a person that kind of gets content with that, it kind of speaks on their character. And also, a lot of people like to impress you with how much they think they know. Mm-hmm. That's why a lot of folks use big words. But, the greatest teacher of all, even Jesus, when he walked the earth, was known for making the complex simple, So a lot of people, man, it's crazy how we could kind of get that ego can kind of eat away at you. And it speaks to something deeper. It speaks to something that, some people, they work hard to achieve, but it really digs to something, whether it was in adolescence, whether they feel like they didn't, they want to prove something. And once they get to that point, it's like, oh, can't nobody tell me nothing. I know more, or you can learn something from everybody.
Exactly.
Don't matter if they don't have a degree at all, and it's that arrogance, but yeah, no matter how much I think I know it's a million times more that I don't. And that is what makes you a smart person,
Right. So be teachable.
Yeah, you gotta be. I mean,
teachable.
Yeah, it's life lessons and everything. I mean, right. You learn stuff from your children, exactly. You learn something from your animals, you know what I'm saying? It's life lessons and everything, but you have to be humble enough in yourself to even be receptive of that.
Right.
So
right.
If it's the ego there, it's speaking more, it's something deeper that's causing that ego to be like that. And it's been plenty of times I've been in a situation where people would, whether it was in a higher position of authority than me or what have you, and I could tell they would come off, just all at it, and I'm hold on, this what's going on right now ain't got nothing to do with me. Whatever you got going on, it's something, but it ain't got nothing to do with me. Now I'm not gonna be your punching bag,
right?
But you got to figure out where that's coming from, because I can clearly tell what's going on right now. Because I'm a strong believer. If I'm wrong, hey, light me up. I don't get to dictate, if I do something wrong, I don't get to dictate how to respond to it. So light me up. But right. if I've done nothing wrong and you just coming at me 1,000 miles,
because you're mad because you trying to tell him something.
Yeah. It's that's coming from something else. Deal with that.
Yeah.
Because you don't know who you're gonna run up on these days,
Right. So
man.
So the point is, be teachable. And just because you've never heard it does not mean that it's not truth, or it doesn't mean that it's not right. So just because you've never heard it. So don't be content and just, knowing what you know, but be open to learning what somebody else is trying to tell you, and do your research. You don't have to take everything's,
Yeah, never do that. Never do that. Always.
But just don't shut it down because I ain't never heard of that. Well, you never heard a lot of things, but just don't shut things down like that. So I just thought that was kind of interesting topic that people, because I can see that a lot. People are really just kind of in their own minds, like, if I don't know, it ain't right. Like, well,
and then stop associating knowledge with wealth or money. Just because somebody got some money, or just because they got don't mean that equates to them being smart and all knowledgeable. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people do this with celebrities. They think just because somebody's a celebrity, they say something that they just nah, man, they ain't got it all. You probably got the greatest mind living right next door to you, in the same home, but you won't listen to them. They ain't got no sense. Do you ever get that with family members that may live out of town?
There we go. Yeah.
I'm country. I don't know that. You know what I'm saying?
They know more than you. Yeah.
Yeah, because you, I guess, and claim a city like you own the whole place. Like, no,
Right.
it's crazy. But,
I hope you guys got something out of that. Just kind of want to give you something to think about. And it's going to wrap up our show. Thank you for joining us. And we'll, bring you something next month and trying to make sure that you are still informed of what's going on in our area. So, Byron, if you don't have anything else, I'm going to say thank you guys for your support. Thank you for watching. And remember this, when you know the truth, you can speak the truth. And the light shines brighter when it shines for two. Have a good evening.